And the reason why they do better is because they don't have a teacher holding their hand. And in fact, last year, 45% of our online students scored in band 5 or band 6 in our HSC, which is very high. And that's a phenomenal result. And it's because they don't have a parachute. They've got no one telling them what to do. And they rise to the challenge. And that's great education because they're becoming educational entrepreneurs. Nico, if not everyone has an avatar, then the teacher would tell me that they wanted to use the student, they wanted to set up the whole class, and I would make sure that everyone would have an avatar. So if a teacher wants to take a class in, then I set up everybody. Yeah, if that makes sense. Brad, can we block someone who is taking over or using bad behaviour? Well, no. I would simply tell them to get off their computer. I mean, if they spam the chat channel or if they misbehave, at the very least they get chucked off the computer, and the threat is if they do that again, they're never going into Borali Island again. So I'm super duper strict. There's just no negotiating whatsoever, and I say that at the start. And I guess you couldn't get away with that in a classroom. Like, I couldn't get away in a classroom by saying, if anyone does anything wrong, I'm chucking you out of my classroom and you're never coming back. I couldn't say that, could I? But this is a special world with special rules, and I can say that. Niniel, yeah, I have. But I've only bothered for a week or so, and they're so sorry, and they so beg to come back in that it's worked out after that. No worries. Nymphy, yeah, I guess I mean, globally speaking, I want to be able to talk to my computer and say, make me a cup of coffee, and it can't do that. But mainly it's the students who are doing the creating. Like, I actually don't know that much about programming in Second Life. I'm not a great designer by any means. The kids know a lot more about me than what the software can and can't do. I really do mean that. The kids are much more experts than the teachers at it. They're the experts. They teach each other. I simply don't have time to become an expert. Yeah, interesting what you say there, Nico. Nico, are you prac teaching though at the moment? Like, are you operating under the supervision of someone else? You will find it becomes a lot easier when you get the class from the start of the year. You're the boss. You can establish anything, absolutely anything, if you really want to. If you really have your heart set on it and you're deadly serious and centered and sure about yourself, you can establish some really good things with almost any group of students. I mean, when it comes to putting your money where your mouth is, it might mean spending a lot of time with them outside class. Might involve parent interviews. Yeah, it does, but I don't know, Jackie. I'm an optimist. I might be an idealist. But if you can reach the kids and establish good relationships with those kids, you'd be surprised at what you can establish. I mean, I say that, but look, I haven't taught at a lot of different schools, so you know. So I mean, yeah, it'd be interesting to see if you agree or not. But my feeling is, and this is going from stories from other teachers as well. The strength of your convictions as a teacher, if you really have the courage of your convictions, if you really set the bar high enough and are willing to back that to the nth degree, you can sell almost anything. You really can. You are the source of reality to your students, and as long as you've got the courage of your convictions, you can set some very tight boundaries and some very ambitious. Set up a very ambitious learning culture in your class. But I'm moving into lecture mode or something now, so I'm going to shut up and completely go with your questions. I've presented everything I had in mind now, so open it up for discussion or things that you guys have tried, and I don't know if you guys have have students in Second Life as well or anything, but I'll shut up and either ask questions or I'll leave it open to discussion now. Oh, Niniel, I probably spend half an hour per week on maintaining. Well, actually, we spend all of Friday lunch. That's 40 minutes a week. On top of that, I probably go in there for about half an hour a week. I might pop in on a Friday evening. I don't do much. I really don't. I don't need to. However, when we set up this new OpenSim island with primary, I'm going to have to spend more time then. But for the moment, it's pretty much self-sufficient. Sloodle, yes. We plan to, and in fact, I've got a teacher who teaches studies of religion online for the HSC. He has come forward and said he wants to set up Sloodle and teach studies of religion in Burali Island. Now, Sloodle is a mixture between Second Life and